Good Friday afternoon, everybody. Let me see if I have this positioned correctly. I just wanted to get my paper pumpkin cards done so that I could put these away. I have a class with these on Tuesday, and I wanted to get them finished. Okay, so this kit is called Sparkling Celebrations, and it is the May kit. You can no longer get this kit unless you are a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber, and then you can sometimes get refills in the store. So this kit makes 9 cards, 3 of each of these, and the color combo for this set is Blackberry Bliss, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Hydrangea Hue, Melon Mambo, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Pumpkin Pie, Black, and Silver. So it's got a lot of colors that this coordinates because of the blending, I think, in the envelopes. And then this is the stamp set, Wishing You Happiness, Time to Celebrate, and You Are Invited. Now, I did make one of each of the original cards. I'll show you. And I did not use You Are Invited because I don't usually send You Are Invited cards. So that was not one that I did not use this stamp. And then this is interesting because the little ink block that comes with it, this Stampin' Spot, is Misty Moonlight. Well, when you stamp this blue on this yellow to get your bush, it turns it green. I mean, yes, yellow and blue make green, but I just never thought of them putting a bush in the stamp set and not, you know, putting in a green Stampin' Spot. But I'll show you that in a second. And then you get some jewels, and you can see I've used quite a few of the little sparkly glitter jewels. There's the stamp set. I've used Time to Celebrate, and I did use the Wishing You Happiness, and I did use the bush, and I used the little dots on one of the cards. And then you get a little package of mini dimensionals, and they all show sauce. Geez, I wish I could talk. They get a small roll. It's not a full roll. You can buy the full rolls in our Stampin' Up! Store, tear tape, but they give you a mini roll in your kit. So that's everything that comes in your kit. And then you also get, I'm not sure why the live is having a little bit of issues, but I don't usually have a problem down here in my room, but I may have to call the internet place. You get these punch, the little cute little end on it. That is for the windowsill. And then you get these dots, and then you get some of the flagged banners. You get punch outs, fireworks, and you can see I've used quite a bit of those. These are the lanterns, and then these are light bulbs. These are the envelopes, which are amazing. Blending. I love this one. This is my favorite. And then this is the yellow one. And this is the Blackberry Bliss with the orange and the Daffodil Delight. And then you get punch outs. You get a light post like you would see in your yard. And then a fireworks display. And I've used a few of those. I saved this because if you want to cut like your own strip to add a greeting to a card that's paper pumpkin and it has white on it, this white matches. Our basic white does not match. So that's why I usually save some of this, because like I can get a greeting, small greeting here. I can get a small greeting here or here. So I just save those in a box. And then these are the beautiful card bases. Look at this one. The little silver stars. Then this one has the light bulbs, and it's a landscape card. And then this one is the lanterns, and they have the little silver accents on it too. And this was not one of my favorite kits. The last one we had last month, that was my favorite kit. And I did order some refills of it so that I could make some more of those cards because they're so pretty. Okay, first I will show you the original cards that you're supposed to make with the kit. And this is the first one, Wishing You Happiness. You can see my little windowsill on here. And then the window opens, and you can see the lanterns. And then I just made a card front because I usually put these on a white card base, and I get two sides of your card base, because the backs of their card bases are the same like color and design as the front. Here, I will show you. See this one, I cut this in half, and then I get two card fronts and just put it on, a coordinating color or white. Same with this. Just cut it, and then you've got, two different card bases on that one, but this one is the same. So I just cut those. So that gives you 6 cards versus 3. So this is the first one that was made with the window frame. And save the little squares that you punch out, because you can use those for small greetings. Or I did see where someone took this frame and punched out all of the little pieces and then put that on a colored base and, glued the pieces back in, and then removed the window, so you just had the pieces, little pieces, and then they stamped on that. And that was kind of cute. Okay, card number 2. This is the one that says you are invited, and like I said, I don't use that. So here's my bushes stamped in the blue. Now, getting up into here, they do look a little blue, but down here they do look green. And I just used the Wishing You Happiness, and then added some extra light bulbs. I don't know, this was not my favorite kit. And then this is the third one, Time to Celebrate. And I added one of the extra little fireworks on here. And I did save some for my other cards alternatives that I was making. So those are my original cards. Those are what you're supposed to make when you get the kit. Okay, my first alternative is a pocket card. So I did use the full base on this one just because I didn't plan to make any more of these lantern cards. So I didn't cut it apart, and I didn't adhere it to a white card base. So I adhered, okay, let me take my pocket out so you can see. So first I adhered, see, Time to Celebrate, that I put inside the window with the lanterns. And I used my lanterns upside down this time so that I had room for my greeting, and I thought they still looked fine to use them. I think you're supposed to use them like this, like they're glowing, they're floating up, but I turned mine upside down. So I adhered this window panel to the front, and I just used a minimum border around 3 sides, top, side, bottom. And then, well, first I stamped Time to Celebrate, and then I adhered my window panel to my card base. Okay, and then I left this side open, and I, well, before I glued it together, I did cut just a little thumbnail out with my hole punch so that I would have something to grab. And then I cut this panel down so that it would fit fairly snugly, and you can see how much I cut off of this panel. Now I didn't want it to show up here, so I had to make sure I didn't cut too much off, but I just kind of played with it. I don't have a, I mean, I can tell you what this measures. I just didn't cut it to a specific measurement. I just cut it to where it fit. So this measures, mine measures 4 3/4, it looks like, by 3 and just shy of 3 3/4. So that's what mine measures. But I think I had my glue a little farther up here. I didn't put it on the edge down here. I put it up just a little bit farther. So this then will slide in, and I just slide it in. You know, I want the stopper so that it doesn't go all the way in, you know, past. But, and there's no dimensionals or anything. It's just glued on, you know, 3 sides. So that's my pocket card, and I did not put any, well, I did, Time to Celebrate on this one, and I used one of the extra pieces that I cut off on the inside. So that's my pocket card. You could add a greeting on the windowsill before you put it together if you want. I did not. I wanted it to be plain with just my fireworks showing through, and then when I pull, you know, when I pull my fireworks sheet panel out, then I see the lanterns. So I get 2 different views. So I thought that was kind of clever. That when I saw this, this is what I thought of, this card, making a pocket card. Okay, that's my first alternative. Here's my second alternative. And this goes back to my April and maybe even my March paper pumpkin that I used this center flap fold. I used one of the lamp posts, and then I just stamped Time to Celebrate on one of the little starbursts, tied a little bit of twine here, or linen thread, I guess, and then stuck a few of the light bulbs under there, and I did pop that up with dimensionals. And then there's the inside. Now these 2 flaps are glued down. And if you want the measurements for this card, it's in my Frankly Stamping blog in the last month's download PDF. So there's that one. And you can see I put it on a white card base. Okay, then my next one was this card that I made into a shaker card. And all I did was take that dark layer, I put it on a white card base. Like I told you, I do most of these, you know, or you could coordinate the color, whatever you want to do. And then I cut this down, and I didn't take any off the top. I only took off of the left, right, and the bottom. I took more off of the bottom to accommodate, you know, so I could center it and it was the same size. But I didn't want this to look off balance, and I wanted to have room to glue it. So I just added, you can see, I just added some dimensionals under there, all the way around. And I probably should have just used some of the little strips all the way around instead of filling in. I did use the strips all the way around here when I adhered my plastic sheet to this front layer. Then I added the strips. They're called foam adhesive strips. And you can see they come in. You just pull them apart. And they bend, so you can like curve it around something if you need to. And those are available in our store. And then after I got those dimensionals on, I turned this layer upside down so that I could sprinkle my little doodads, my little sequins, into the center of my plastic. Then I put my card base on top of that and centered it. So that's my shaker card. Thought it turned out really cute. And then I made a telescope card, and I just used the, let's see, which dies are those? Those are the textured notes dies, and I used the second largest and the second largest and the third largest is what I cut. And then I cut my panel first so that it was, my card base was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and so I just cut my card panel down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then put this through the die cut machine. And you can see I cut them both at the same time. I just taped them together with some washi tape, and then I used these adhesive foam adhesive sheets, because when you're doing a big panel, I think it's easier. And I needed support in the middle, so I just cut one of these so that it, you know, went to from about there to there, and there to there. And then the same with the one under here. And those are also available in our store. And see, now here's where I used one of the little pop-outs from the window frame, the window sashes, the ones that I popped out of here. I just used that for a little greeting. And then I took my envelope and I cut it open, and I used my stylish shapes, which I use on almost everything. This stylish shape banner tag, and cut a piece out of that to layer, and then just added a couple of the little jewels that come in the kit. So I thought that turned out really cute. And then I don't like to put greetings on the inside all the time, because I like to be able to write something on there. And it, you know, it might not be for a birthday. I might want to use it for a congratulations, I'm so proud of you card. So, and then here is one of our little note cards. Look how cute that is. Now I took that same template that we used on the big one, and what I did was I made a mistake. I forgot to cut my panel out first. But I forgot to cut my envelope out to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I thought, well, I'm just going to make that and put it on a little note card. So I just did these two, this layer. See, that's my outside, instead of having, you know, the rest of this. And then my other layer. And again, I used those adhesive sheets, or those foam sheets. And then here's my little window punch out. And I went through my stamps to find, you know, I needed a little skinny greeting that would fit on these, because they're pretty small. So I found a sincere thanks, and I do need a thank you card. So that worked out perfect. And then I didn't use the whole fireworks display. This is one big piece that you can punch out. I just used this piece and put up here, and then just use one of the little fireworks punch outs. But I thought, I just love that. And then I flipped this layer around. So, because here's the envelope, and this would have been next to this, but I turned it around because I liked kind of that variance of, I've got blue here, but I got blue over here too. So I really liked the way this turned out. And then I just used a little bit of, I did find that I had a little bit of Misty Moonlight ribbon left over in my retired stash. I think it's retired. I'm sorry, I did not look it up. And then a little bit of linen thread just to tie around that. And I thought it turned out so cute. I mean, you could whip some of these up in no time. And that's just with the envelope. But I had to save a couple of my fireworks for my class coming up, so I was going to make like the same thing maybe in the yellow envelope and the orange envelope, but I didn't have any more of the things to put on them, so I just left it like it was. So, if you would like to join my paper pumpkin group, you can subscribe. You can go to my blog at franklystamping.com, and there is a shopping link at the top. I would love to have you on my team. There is a join special for July where you get, I think it's $99, you get $135, I believe, free. Plus you get a welcome box, which is something new that they are adding to the incentive to join. And even if you don't want to do like demonstrations or anything like this, you can just be a discount shopper, meaning you buy what you want and you just get the discount off of it. You don't have to, you know, sell or resell anything. Just buy what you like and use what you like. So, I think that's all I have to tell you. We still do have free shipping today and tomorrow yet with any $75 order. Except let me show you one caveat, because this just happened to me. I was going to buy the Scenic Coast digital class. Those classes are great. And it's $30, which is a great buy for the template to, you know, make all the cards. And I found out that my cart came to $76, but it was still showing shipping $7.95. The digital items don't get charged shipping, so they don't count in the $75 that you purchase. So you would have to add, you know, you would have to have above that, because I had a digital class in there. So I had to up it by the price of, well, $29, because my kit was, or my class was $30. So there is, you know, most products are all count, except that the classes do not, because they don't get charged postage anyway or shipping. So thanks for watching, and if you would please let me know which one was your favorite. I'll pull them back over here so you can see them. I'm not going to put the originals because I'm sure you've seen everybody's originals. Don't need the envelope. There's the shaker card. There's that one, and there's that one. You can tell which background I liked the best, can't you? And my lantern one is actually here. So I'll take this, pop this out so you can see that that's underneath. Because I was thinking, oh, I know I used one of each, but I wasn't seeing it. So let me know which one is your favorite. Leave me a like, thumbs up. And if you could comment and tell me which one's your favorite, that would be great. I'm trying to build my channel, and I'm so close to 200 subscribers. I would be so excited to see you join and follow my crafty journey. So everybody, I hope you have a great weekend, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.